خدمتتون سلام عرض میکنم. Greeting to you. السلام علیکم و رحمت الله. Can you introduce yourself? میشه خودتون رو معرفی بفرمایید؟
Sure, my name is خانم. I'm a recent revert to Islam. I reverted last year.
Okay, and what made you چه چیزی باعث شد که مسلمان بشید؟ What made you to become a Muslim?
Actually, it was coming seeing the Muslim people, seeing the way people lived. It was just something that really interested me. The whole positivity in everyday life, and this was a thing that made me start learning about Islam and why everybody said inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. And I just started reading and asking people questions, and this was the reason why I converted.
شما می‌فرمایید که کلمه انشاءالله تأثیر داشت در هدایتتون. You're saying that the word inshallah had a kind of an effect, the terminology that Muslims use has an effect on, you becoming interested in the life of Muslim.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. At first, it was a bit annoying. These people kept saying this, oh, inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. And I used to want people to say, no, I will do it. But people said, no, inshallah, inshallah. And I would say, like, why can you not just say, yes, I will? Exactly. I used to think it was like a way of saying, okay, I might, But then when I realised what inshallah actually really meant, then I started saying it myself. So this was one of the things, that stuck in my mind.
الان که مسلمان شدید فکر می‌کنید معنای کلمه انشاءالله چیه؟ Now that you become a Muslim, what do you think the word inshallah means, really?
Everything's controlled by God. The good things, the bad things. Nothing can happen unless it comes from God. So even I'm thinking to myself, inshallah, inshallah, inshallah. So now every day I'm saying it and I'm thinking it and speaking it. So.
شما الان فرمودید که همه چیز به دست خداونده. قبل از اسلام چه عقیده‌ای داشتید؟ Now you said that everything is in the hand of God and everything is done by God. What was your belief before? What was your life before becoming a Muslim?
I didn't really have any beliefs. I was brought up as a Christian, but back in the UK, it's very minimal. We would go to church for a wedding or a funeral or a baby's christening, but that was it. Even at school, we didn't even get really taught anything about Christianity. Maybe 1 hour a week we'd get taught about religion, but it might have been, it could have been Islam, it could have been any other religion, it wasn't necessarily Christianity. So I didn't have anything to go by, even as I would say I was a Christian, I couldn't really tell people what Christianity was. So there was nothing for me to hold on to, I didn't really have any beliefs. I did believe in God, but I couldn't place anything,
از نظر زندگی شخصی خودتون، زندگی اجتماعیتون چه فرقی کرده؟ As a person, what changes can you say were important in your life or your personal life as well as social life, from before you became a Muslim and now? How can you define yourself as a different person?
The biggest change I've seen in myself is positivity. I don't find anything negative like I used to before. If something bad happens, it's from God. It's a lesson, it's to teach us. If something good happens, you say alhamdulillah, it's from God, and you're thankful for everything. And one thing that sticks out to me mainly is the reasons why, for example, I don't smoke, I don't drink, and things like that. Before, there was no reason not to. There was no negative impact, there was nobody telling me not to. It's a normal thing in the UK. Everybody does it for enjoyment, and actually you're left out if you don't do it. You're an odd one out if you don't do it. And now I have a reason and a belief why I don't smoke.
What is the reason? دلیلتون چیه الان؟
Because I know that it's wrong, and it's not just it's harmful to the body. It's not just written there because you shouldn't do it. It's written there for a reason. Smoking's harmful, drinking's harmful. It changes the mind. You'll do things under the influence of alcohol that you wouldn't do, if you don't drink alcohol.
So you think that you'll be rewarded if you avoid those things as well?
Inshallah,
God will reward you, for not doing those.
Inshallah.
Okay. And I can see now that you've got a friend with you. What is it, that you've got, and you're holding books. Can you tell us about this, the incident? Why are you here? And
yeah, I mean, I think no matter how many years I'll be a revert in Islam, inshallah I'll always want to learn more, and one thing that I want to do now is to learn my friends what I've learned and to help them feel what I've felt. You know, it's okay like sitting there and reading a book or watching somebody, but you need to feel it, you know. And at first I read and I said, okay, this, yeah, I understand this, but then you start to feel, you know. So the thing that I want to do to my friends is let them feel what I felt. So inshallah that's what I'm going to be doing in the future.
Do you know any of the wives of the Prophet Muhammad, may Allah's peace be upon him, or the daughter of Prophet Muhammad? Do you know, and if you know, would you like to exemplify them or have them kind of a effect on your life?
Definitely, I know. Like for example, Khadija. These type of people are the people we look on and see how they live their lives, and often I say to myself, you know, what would they have done, peace be upon them? How would they have, you know, thought about something, or what would their comments be on something? And of course, all these people, subhanallah, were very positive, and they weren't negative people as we know. So it reflects on me, you know. I always think in situations, what would they think, what would they do? And I know that, you know, going by what I know of them, inshallah that will be the best way to think.
خیلی از مردم احساس میکنند که یک خانومی که حجاب داره، این خانم عقب افتاده است، نمیدونه یک سری مسائل رو، با جامعه مشکل داره. شما در حقیقت احساستون چیه؟ A lot of people think that a covered lady, a covered Muslim lady is you know, backwarded, you know, does not belong to the society, is not educated. You know, what would your you know, perception would be, you know, and what is your message to the people, you know, is it true? Is it a misconception, or it's true?
Actually, I used to be one of those people. I used to believe that, and I used to think that. The only thing I knew about Islam was what the media portrayed. You know, I didn't have any idea about Islam until I came here. And then I realised that these women around me that are covering up, they're not just covering up because they're told to, they're covering up because they want to, and it's in their heart. And even if you said to them, okay, take off your hijab, nobody's watching, they have it in their heart, so they won't do it, you know. So one thing that I've learned is, yes, the women do it for themselves because they believe it and they know they're going to be rewarded for it. And because they have respect for themselves, you know, this is the reason why I have respect for myself, and I'm following what I believe is right, and inshallah I'll get rewarded for it.
آیا حجاب چه چیز فقط ظاهریه یا اینکه نه همونطور که فرمودید باطنی هم هست؟ Do you think that hijab is something superficial, or no, it's hijab can be also internal, and it's some sort of internal respect that you know, you value yourself?
Definitely. You can see if somebody's wearing hijab, they get respected a lot more. And something for myself, it's a reminder, you know, it's a reminder of just playing with your hijab. It might remind you, okay, it's going to be time to pray soon. Things like that. You know, it reminds people, you know, oh, I'm not going to shake her hand because I know she's Muslim. And it helps me a lot, because for all you have Muslims who don't cover up, it helps for people to see around them that they're Muslim and to respect them.
خیلی ها تصور میکنن در جامعه های اسلام، در جامعه اسلامی خانم های مسلمان از حقوق برابری برخوردار نیستن و با اونها اون گونه‌ای که باید باشه برخورد نمیشه. آیا شما این احساس رو دارید بعد از اینکه مسلمان شدید؟ A lot of people have the image and misconception as well that women in Muslim countries and Muslim communities are mistreated and you know, and being unfair, or people are unfair with them. What is your conception? What was your impact on this?
Again, like before, I was one of those people, and I believed that the women were depressed and they just had to follow everything they were told. And then when I started to learn about Islam, it's just absolutely 100% different to what people think. Women are respected so much in Islam that I would never want to be, you know, addressed as anything else but a Muslim, you know. And inshallah one day I will be married and my husband will be a Muslim, and you know, things like this make me really understand a woman's worth. So for example, as we know in Islam, the reason why a woman covers to hide her beauty and she should conceal it for her husband before I didn't understand the meaning of this, but now I understand it and I believe it. You know, and the reason why, for example, you go to the supermarket, they'll open a till for a woman. You know, they have in the bank they have sections for women only because they respect women. This is something that I didn't understand before, and now, thanks God, I understand it.
پیامتون برای جوانهایی که تصور میکنند زندگی غرب، زندگی که بیدینی هست به هر حال بهتره، پیامتون برای اینجور جوانها چیه؟ What is your message for our audience, Persian audience in Kalema TV, for those young people, youngsters who think that the Western life, but full of enjoyment, fun, and a lot of things, and without any endowment to religion. What is your message to them? Do you have any message would you like to share anything?
Yeah, I've been there and I did it. I lived the UK, the English life. I was one of those people, and I never got any enjoyment out of it. It was normal. It's what everybody does, so you follow it. It's not until I started learning about Islam and I started to respect myself a lot more. And just because a woman covers her hair, it doesn't mean to say that she's not pretty. Women are more beautiful, I think, now when they cover their hair, when they preserve themselves. So it's something that I've gone into, and I would suggest just try it. There's a reason that I did it. I just wanted to see and I wanted to feel what these other people were feeling, and people respect you a lot more when you wear hijab.
من یک سوال از دوست عزیزم دوستتون میخوام سوال بکنم. آیا در تفاوتی احساس میکنن بعد از که شما مسلمان شدید در رفتارتون I would like to direct a question to you. Now that you've got a Muslim friend, have you noticed any change in her behavior after becoming a Muslim, or maybe if you'd known her before becoming a Muslim, and do you think she's a good example of
yes, I mean, I've known Hannah for years now, before she was a Muslim. So I've known Hannah for years now, and before she was a Muslim, and I've seen a big difference in her. I feel like she's at peace, she's happy, she feels she's not alone, it's nice to see a big change in someone that you're so close to as well. And Hannah is actually teaching me at the moment, so it's really nice, and I'm glad to have her as a good friend, and it's very good. So yes, I have seen a big change, and a lot of not only Hannah but a lot of my friends from the UK, they've also converted, and the same again. They're so at peace, they're so happy. And everything around them is good. So,
So do you think soon you will be ready to come to Islam?
Yes, I think so. That's why I come to this convention today, because I want to learn more. I'm very fresh at it, so I do have a lot to learn. Before, like the same as Hannah in the UK, I didn't have anything. We were just doing the same thing as what we do in the UK, And since I've came to I've learned quite a lot, and the people that I meet, they're so lovely, so generous, kind people, and those people are Muslims, which is very nice.
I hope soon, very soon, you'll learn that you become a Muslim.
Yes, hopefully, inshallah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.